Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you didn't know, now you know. My name is Megan, and this is the McCart Your Nail Lab monthly box. I had a series about these boxes before, and then they stopped doing them for a while. Now they're back though, and they're a little bit different. I don't remember exactly how big the box was before, but I think it was bigger than this, maybe not by a lot. The price was definitely lower, but inflation is inflation, so that part has gone up. And it used to be more of a mystery box situation, but now they post and let you know what's in it. The box is monthly, even though sometimes when you talk to them, they say it's quarterly, but it's not. It's monthly. Anyway, let's see what's in here and if it's worth it. This box costs $35 now. So this is what we see when we open it up. I'm gonna move it to the side and we're gonna zoom in so we can look at everything. Okay, so here is the first item. It is some press-ons. Pump Up, I guess, is the style or product line for a lot of their nail tips. But these are pre-colored, they're in a nude color. Looks like they're about an extra long. I don't really wear press-ons. I guess if you do, this could be cool. I'll probably include it in a giveaway or something because I'm just not going to use these. And then we have this box of tips, also pump up, so let's look at them. Now this is a mini box in my opinion. Like, you see how small it is back in the day, and amongst other brands they usually are significantly larger than this and come with more. Let's get a little closer and see if we can actually see. Yeah, so here is the largest size 0. Yeah, so if by comparison we put this on my thumb that already has a nail on it, they're quite large. Quite. It could nearly cover this whole fake nail that's already on here. My natural nail beds are more like this one, so as you can see, that's quite large. So if you do have a pretty wide nail bed, this would actually work. It's got a little bit of curvature, so if you do have a C-curve, you may be able to make them work. You might have to do the pinch and roll method though, but they would definitely work for flat nail beds. I would say the apex is pretty minimal, and I'm guessing this is what you would call like a short almond. That would be my description. One thing I don't like about some nail tips, instead of going straight out and the top curving down, they go and curve up. And I don't like them to do that. And that's what happens when you take different shapes and then cut them to fit. They just make it shaped weird. So like, see how this comes straight out? That's what I want. I don't want it to be out and then whoop. What is that? So I'll probably paint on these. Not gonna put them on my own fingers because I don't like this shape. We do have some nail art items. Let's back that up so we can look. Alright, so we have a couple sticker sheets here. This one looks like it's got constellations on it. I actually feel like I might have something similar to these, but maybe in a different color. And then we've got some that are a little bit more geometric, and then some more that's a little bit more abstract. So a little bit of a different variety of design styles, but all gold, which is fair for the season. We also have this container. So it looks like we've got some glitters like red or gold, and then this like pinky, and then this rust and this red, and then we've got some metal embellishments. We've got a couple of rhinestones. We got yellow, orange, and red, and then we've got some foil. We've got copper. This one seems to be a silver hollow, and then a gold. So you can use these together or separately, but they are complementary colors, so you can kind of interchange them or stick with a color theme that is already set out here. So that's not terrible. Looks like we've got a solid nail gel. It did come with this little instructional card. Extra strong solid nail glue gel. Pause if you want to read it. Alright, so it is, guess we're gonna do zoom in, zoom out. Extra strong solid nail glue gel from the Nail Artiste collection. It doesn't say what color it is, so I'm willing to bet it's clear. Let's check though. Okay, yes, it is clear, which is good. I would prefer to have these in clear than not. It doesn't appear to be super sticky, but I'm leaving fingerprints when I'm touching this little drip, so it's pretty soft. Not bad. Looks like we have a couple of polishes here. This one is called Rosy. Let's look at it. All right, so this is a bit of a light pink, would work really well as a nude. I like McCart polishes, actually. They are smooth and opaque and easy to apply, and they cure well. So I don't mind getting these. We have this one, it's called Glow. I actually have their Polygel in the same shade. It's a white, but I think it's called Glow because it's more like a bleachy white, a stark white instead of a natural white. So can't hurt to have that. And then we have Contour. I actually have a Polygel in my cart of this same color, but I haven't purchased it yet because I don't actually need it yet. And it's this dark brown. And the only reason that I really want to purchase it is because I don't have a Polygel of that similar color. Not that I use a ton of Polygel. I love Polygel, but it's not super easy to remove and I change my nails way too often. But a great fall color. They gave us a couple of liners as well, a gold and a silver. I actually already have their gold, but I didn't have their silver, so that will come in handy. Let's give them a peek though. Oh, actually, this is different than the one I have. The one I have is a glitter, so I don't have this one. One thing that I don't like about these liner bottles is the neck. The stem of the brush is always covered in gel, and so when you're actually trying to use the liner part, it's constantly running down and threatening to drip. So I feel like you kind of have to do this as you're taking it out to try and help cut down on how much of that goes on. It's probably better just to decant it and use a different brush. Let's see if the glitter is, let's see if the silver is similar. And it is. So I'm really happy about that. These are useful. I would say that you use a nice silver and a nice gold pretty commonly, and you can pair it with pretty much all colors. And so having these would be handy. All right, and then we do have a Polygel. They call it nail extension gel. This one is in the shade Blended. All right, so yeah, this one is a nude shade as well. It's a bit of a deeper nude on the reddish end of the spectrum. Definitely a useful color. I'm not sure if I'm going to do Polygel in this video. I would like to, hypothetically, but I also have nails on, so we will see. Last but not least, we got an acrylic powder. I haven't got one of these from Makartt in forever, so that's cool. So this is in the shade Pinky Promise, and it is a 2-ounce container, which is a good size container. I know that oftentimes when you're getting kits, the containers they give you are much smaller. All right, look at that powder. It appears wider in the camera than it is. It's kind of like a soft baby pink, but it looks really nice and smooth. I don't have any monomer out to make you a swatch, but I haven't made a swatch of any of this stuff. All right, so basically this is everything. Those are under there, but is it worth $35? I would say yes, especially if you use all of these products. If I were just purchasing these things individually on my own, just based on what I was going to use, I would not get either of these. I would not get the stickers. The little pack of decorations, I know you can get those on Temu or AliExpress or Shein for probably a lot cheaper than what they cost here, but I don't know what they cost. So let's say hypothetically, if I couldn't get them elsewhere, yeah, I'd get those. The polishes, yeah, I'd be okay with getting those. The Polygel, yes, definitely. The solid glue gel, yes, definitely. And the acrylic, yes, definitely. So really the only things that I could care less about are these. And then would I say that just this by itself is worth $35? Probably not. Probably $25 I would be okay paying for these items, but I don't use these items a lot and I don't use them on anyone else, so there's no return on investment. So it's really, what are they worth to you, not what is the street value. I haven't decided what kind of nail design I'm going to do, but we're definitely going to do some, and we're definitely going to use this stuff. So let me figure that part out and then we'll come back and we'll do it. All right. We're back. I took off those nails and I prepared these because we're doing Polygel. I've picked out some dual forms. This is the shape we're gonna go for. And we're gonna put this on. And then I'm gonna do like a brown and gold design. I'm gonna walk you through Polygel and dual forms. I I know you've seen it before, but it's been a while, and I'm super excited to make some nails. We've been doing the Gel X method for so long. This is exciting. So, let's do it. I will be using isopropyl alcohol for my slip solution, and I have this Polygel brush. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can kind of see better what's going on. We're going to start with the pinky because I always start from the furthest out and work my way in. That way I'm not banging into them while I'm trying to work on the others. And I am notorious for overfilling these, so I'm going to try really, really, really hard not to. These don't need to be that thick, but I, for some reason, have convinced myself that they do. So let's start with this much. Gosh, not even the camera. We're going to start with this much. So we're going to put it in here, and then I'm going to just start smushing it. We want it to fill sidewall to sidewall, but like uber thin, if I can get it that way. See, and this is what I'm talking about. Like, that's not enough. It doesn't even fill it up. That can't be enough. So this is where the issue is. I'm always trying to put enough, but then I end up with way too much. This is a dance, I would say, of trying to balance how much polygel do you need with how much polygel is not enough and how much polygel is too much, because if you have too much, it's going to ooze everywhere. And if you don't have enough, it's not going to fill up and it's going to break. I want to get this part back here, I think, reliably filled, but also you want it to be super, super, super thin in the back part. That's where you need the least amount. Kind of got to re-dip this from time to time because it'll start to get sticky. And it's okay if you make it a little bit longer than you need it to be, because you can always shorten it after. See, it's just not enough on the sides. We need it to be all the way filled up. So let's turn it around a little bit. I'll just try and hold it from this end. You know, some people put these on stands when they're working on them, and I don't know why I don't. I feel like I make this harder than it has to be because I don't, but like I'm not used to using them on stands, so I'm like, I don't know if they'll just sit there like they're supposed to. There we go. That's pretty reasonably filled, I think, because I am going to trim it down, so it's okay if the end of it looks terrible. But now I'm concerned that throughout here there's too much, because that's always what the situation is. Love to overfill them. Let me see if I can just brush it down this way a little bit without taking all of it. All right. Now it's nice and sticky everywhere because I cannot not make a mess. And we're going to try and apply this. And so I would like to hold it like this, but I don't know if that's the best idea. I'm going to start out with it kind of away from the cuticle because we do want to leave a little bit of a gap. And then I'm going to push down and roll it forward, and then we'll slide back a little bit because we don't want that gel going all the way back, or it's going to have a ledge. And like this, we can file that smooth. Now, here's the other issue we run into. It gets like extra here, and so it's easier to clean that off before you cure. But every time I try to, I end up causing it to slide. So I'm going to try and put this clamp just on this very back edge where we want it to be smushed, and see if that will hold it in place for me to be able to smooth this out a little bit. It may just slide and then we'll ruin everything, but we're going to try. It looks like we're doing okay so far. All right. Looks pretty decent. It did slide a little bit. That's okay because we can blend it. Now we need to flash cure, so I am going to stick this in the lamp for 15 seconds. I think that's kind of straight. What do you think? This is my crookedest finger, and that's the one we're going to have the most trouble out of, but we're going to try it. So here's the dual form I've chosen for that one. Just going to stick her on there, so let's fill it up, and maybe we won't have to do it a million times. I'll try and put a little bit more in here, but you see how it goes. So like this is a pea-sized amount. Let's try that. Maybe that'll be enough. And then, you know, dab this off once you've dipped it in your alcohol on a paper towel so it's not overly full. Clearly this is not enough. Look at that. Guess we're gonna have to just add a little bit at a time, and probably the next one I'll try and add even more to start with and then end up with way too much. Some people try to put it back in the tube. I think that's hard and also kind of weird because it's already covered in like alcohol and stuff by then. So I don't like to do that. And make sure your walls are thick enough and they don't come to like a tiny edge, or you're gonna get stress fractures because it's not thick enough. All right, so that's definitely gonna be too much in there, but we're gonna have to deal with it until we can flip it over and smooth it out a little bit. Let's get this one applied. We're doing the same thing. Try not to put it on too crooked because I am real good at putting them on crooked. Let's roll it down and then slide it back. I'd say that's remotely straight. I don't want it that far forward because then it smushes it too much towards the front. Yeah, look how much extra that is. That's ridiculous. Polygel all on the outside of it now. I guess that's okay. But it did slide it again, and see how it's too thin here now. Slide it back, but that's gonna just cause it to push. We do what we can. 15 seconds flash care. Ugh, and I can feel it's just all kinds of crazy over here. I want to clean that up. And then apparently here I didn't do a very good job. It's alright. It's alright. We will try and do better. I haven't done this in so long. We're gonna get it together. Let me put a good amount in this time. So let's start with like that much. That's a bunch, but it is what it is. Man, I think having this on a tip stand probably does make this a ton easier because it just oozes everywhere. It's definitely full, but we're gonna try it again. Push it forward. Ew, now see it sticking out the sides. Slide it back after. Yeah, it was definitely too much. My fingers are all sticky. Let's put this clamp on this very back edge and see if I can't clean this up. I don't want that part on the skin. Let's see how much underneath. Good God, that's a bunch. Yeah, that'll have to be filed because that's just too much everywhere. All right, we'll cure that for 15 seconds. I feel like it's a little bit crooked. What do you think? Kind of skewing this way. God, why is it so hard to have straight nails? On to the next one. Let's try this amount. No amount is the correct amount. I've been talking through this whole thing. I hope you don't mind. So it's probably not sped up much at all, if any. You might just be listening to me ramble. Are you into that? Leave it in the comments. I tell you what, polygel is a sticky substance. Like, this is why people prefer non-stick gels, because this stuff is gross. I feel like it doesn't go up the edges enough though, because like, look, you can see they're kind of transparent. I feel like your polygel brush kind of fills up with some sort of foam residue as you use it, and I don't know what that is, but it gets all frothy looking. Gotta kind of clean it out. Alright, we'll put this on, and then I'm sure we'll have to do some maneuvering it around, and hopefully at that point we can thicken that up. The clamp's getting sticky now. Look at it, it's trying to peel up from the back. Now I'm gonna have to clean up back there, and it's gonna be a problem. Then this happens. I usually just take that off because it always wants to fall off while I'm trying to use the brush. You'll see right here there's a bit of a gap in product. That's going to be a problem. So now I have to try and push some of it back down in there. I guess we'll cure this one. All right, one more. Let's get this up done. This one's definitely going to need a bunch. You can see a hole straight up in the middle of it. Why is that there? All right, let's try and put it on. Feel like we're gonna have some problems with thin edges. And look at it. It's just oozed out on all the sides and it's under my fingernail. So like, what the hell? Look at it, just squeezing everywhere. Can't decide if it's enough or not. And it's just steadily oozing out because this clamp pushes it down. But without it, it slides everywhere while I'm trying to clean this up. Look how much is under here. That's crazy. Oh my God, look. Look how far it slid. Pardon, look how far it slid. And I had the clamp on. See, that's the problem. It's all the way out of place. Ugh. See, I'm just gonna peel this off and start over because that's not even remotely placed right, nor is the polygel where it belongs. Now we can try and apply this again, but I feel like it's just not gonna be enough because of how thin it is now. But if I put more in here, it's gonna go somewhere that we don't want it. That's not the worst. It's a reasonable amount of down. That's not good. Neither is this. Look at it, it's just lifting. If you don't hold it in place the whole freaking time, it just comes right up. So the alternative is to clean all this up after, but that's its own burden. I'm gonna try and use the clamp to hold the back and my fingers to hold the front. I'm about to get pissed off with this thumb. Why is it being so shit? I can't cure it with a whole side of it being air. Peel it off again. I'm gonna turn this camera off and I'm gonna come back when this is done. Okay, I am back. Here is what we have. I got this one on here. I didn't even clean it up under here. We're gonna have to do it after the fact. But let's pop these things off. This one's so dirty, doesn't want to come loose. Excuse me. It's another problem with filling it all the way to the end. There we go. Now, these are obviously gonna need some shaping, but first I'm gonna go wash my hands because they're sticky everywhere. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we are back. Let me zoom out a little bit. So the back of them are definitely gonna need a little bit of cleanup just because they kind of came out weird on some of them, but that's okay. We can fix that. Now, polygel is a really soft substance, so you have to go so easy on it when you're filing. Otherwise, you'll just completely get rid of it. So I'm going to go gently down the sides to get off those edges. Definitely just feel your way as you go. You can see you don't want to do too much because then you'll ruin it. Get up underneath a little bit. Same situation. Be careful. We'll go in with a bit and clean up under here though. And then as far as our length, we're gonna take this down as well, but I think I'm gonna wait because I have a drill bit that will help that go a little bit faster and smoother. So let's just get through the sides. I am gonna speed this part up though. All right, let me get my little flat drill bit together so we can shorten these up. We've got to shorten them before we clean the undersides. All right, got my little Saviland drill here. You guys know that's my favorite. I've got this flat disc on here. It's got a 240 grit. I'm just gonna turn this on 1. And I'm gonna try and come at it, let me get this over, straight so that I can make sure I'm doing this straight. Gotta like it better at the bottom. That's a crisp line. And it's not too thick, but I'm gonna be able to get this lump a little bit smoother with a different thing. Okay, let's see if we can't get the rest of them to look good. This moves slow. I could switch to a higher grit disc, but I'm afraid I'll take too much off too quickly if I do. That's pretty good. I think I'm gonna stop for now. It's not exactly even, but I can hand file the rest. Let me get this next one to be of a similar length. All right, so I've switched to this bit so we can kind of clean up underneath. So I'm just gonna turn it over and kind of, you don't want to do much. That's pretty good. That one's okay. That one's mostly okay. That one's okay. Now you want to make sure that your ends are not too thick. Some of them are, like this one. So I just carefully put this in there. Boy, that one's got a real thin edge here. I'm gonna see if I can zoom this in for you. I don't know if you can see it or if it's too far away, but like, look how thin that is. There was not much product there. Yeah, gosh. It's not great, but you can build on top of this if you need to stiffen it. I'm gonna turn this back down to a 1, and we are going to just clean up our cuticles a little bit with it. This is a cuticle bit, but we just want to just very lightly go over them and get any of this little rough bit. And that's it. We don't want to be filing nothing away. Alright, so here's what we've got. There's a gap back here. Even though I slid it back, it still made one. So we're gonna have to fill that in with some product. I think maybe what I'll do is just put a layer of Builder in a Bottle on top of this to not only strengthen it, but to fill in that back little bit. But I think we're good on the E-file for sure. I do need to hit these areas a little bit more with this guy, but I'm gonna do that and then we'll come back. All right, so we've got those cleaned up. That's how it's looking. I like this color. It's really cute. We are to the decoration stage though, and I've been thinking about it and looking at some designs, and I think I know what I'm going to do. So let me get my supplies and then we'll get started. All right, it is time to decorate. So here's the plan. I'm gonna make a gold nail, a brown nail, a brown nail, and then these two are gonna be like diagonal dipped with some flakes. So we're gonna start over here. As we do, I'm gonna use this liner, even though I'm painting the whole nail. But I did get this little brush out in case I need to use it too. However, it's kind of wide, so I hope that I do not need to use it. All right, so I'm just gonna put this here, and we're gonna start at the back. Okay, I think we're doing good. I missed a whole stripe over here. Okay, let me slide around there. There we go. Do that so we ain't got fat now. Gotta fill her in now. That's pretty. What do you think? I'm gonna cure that one. All right, time for the next one. I'm gonna be doing this one, the brown. That looks really good. It is super opaque, even in just one coat, and I drug off the excess so that it wouldn't be too thick, and it still looks good. You cure that one, and then we gotta paint this one real quick too. Looks just as good as the other one. Let me cure it. Gorgeous. Now it's time to do these two. So we've got to put some of this brown onto a little palette so I can dip a detail brush in it. So So I'm gonna go in with this one, and we're gonna basically just kind of go across. That's really the plan. I'm gonna get some of this on here. Try not to get too much because we would like straight-ish lines. Now you guys know, if you've been watching me for a while, straight lines are not my strong suit. Start about right here. Land about right here. I mean, it's kind of straight, right? How's that look? A little fat. I'm gonna drag off our edges. Okay, let me stick that one in the lamp so we can flash cure it so we can do the other. Now we want to do the other one pretty much the same, so we'll start about right here. Come on across to about right here. Does that seem pretty fair? Yeah, I think that's okay. Alright, now we'll cure those up. Alright, we're doing well. Now it's time to put on some of these flakes that we got. Just kind of along the lines there. There's some that's just stuck to this thing. I'm gonna try and use those. I'm gonna try and not get it stuck to my other fingers. How does that look? Pretty cute. Except I don't want this here. That one doesn't belong there. Alright, let's get some put on this other finger if we can. What do we think of that one? I feel like it needs a little more something over here. Yeah. That looks cute. Alright, I'm going to try and top coat these two in. We'll top coat the other ones after, but I want to do these first in case we have to fix them. I'm hoping those won't slide. Okay, so far so good. Doing all right. Oh, some of them moved. Okay, I'm gonna have to push those back down where they belong. Get down there. Okay, I think I got those looking all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and stick those in the lamp. All right, they're flash cured. I'm gonna go ahead and top coat these other two nails that are over here so that we can cure them all at the same time. They don't need to be done separately. All right, I'll cure these and then the thumb will go last. And then let me top coat this guy in. I'm gonna just go ahead and do that off camera and then I'll be back to look at it when we're finished. All right, so here's what we've got. What do you think? I could mattify it, but I don't think I want to. I like it. I think they look cute. I like the colors that came in this box. It's the fall box, but fall is my favorite season and my favorite color family. So this is definitely something I would like anyway. I do like the variety of items that came in the box as well. So not only can I do this look, but I could do several others as well. And then the fact that it came with polygel and acrylic, that's definitely more than it used to be. And so I appreciate the box having both options so that no matter which type of nail art you do, it's able to accommodate you, since you're not able to get like a choice anymore. You don't get either the gel or the acrylic box. It's just one box. And so it's nice that they did think of everyone and make sure there was a little bit of all of the options to work with. All right, so I am going to get you some photos. I will go ahead and insert those here. There will be a link to this box in the description. It is on the McCart website. Now, you don't have to do the subscription format. You can. It is available to purchase in subscription. However, you can also just buy singular boxes. So if you like this one, go ahead and get this one. If you don't like the next one, just skip it. Or if you don't care what's in it and you're gonna like them all, get the subscription. I think you save a little bit that way anyway. But let me know. Have you used the McCart Your Nail Lab box previously when they were really popular back in the day and everybody had them? Or if you have not, and now that you've seen this video, do you want to try it? Do you want to get one of the McCart boxes? see how it goes for you. Let me know down below, and please make sure you are subscribed so you're not missing my content. Make sure you're following my socials. Those links are down below as well. There are discount codes and affiliate links down there. If you're using any of those stores, go ahead and use those as well. I do also have a McCart link and I believe discount code. The information for that should be on the screen and should have been this whole time. If I do, I think I do. And then that's really it. I'll let you go. See you in the next video. Goodbye.